Hey folks, hi guys, it's Celine out in the fog. So I desperately needed me some fresh air. I had a bit of a cough and a sniffle and that kind of thing going on all week. So that's the excuse this week that I haven't been on. I actually was really badly under the weather for only 2 days or so. I don't think it's been COVID, because nah, it's just a regular kind of flu. And the great news for me personally, of course, is that I don't get throat ache so much anymore. I just get a cough and then it gets into my lungs, which is kind of nasty. But what with having loads of huge hot mugs of drinks, and good foods, and being generally capable to take care of ourselves, it wasn't that bad. And after those 2 days, I think it was mainly Monday and Tuesday that I was actually feeling really congested and really, that it was kind of trying to take over. The virus was trying to take me over. Other than that, afterwards, I'm sort of recuperating already. The worst bit about the whole thing is not sleeping, because then you don't have a leg to stand on, do you? So, coughing and wheezing and rattling inside the lungs, which is terrible. It started off as squeaking, sort of a single tone squeak, and the next night it was like a triple squeak and a wheeze, and now it's gone down into sort of a rattle the whole time. Rattle. I don't have that during the day. It's only when I'm in bed in the evening. It's dark. We're getting to sleep. And as I'm falling asleep, I wake myself up again with the rattles and the squeaks and the noises. And then it makes me cough. And I just have to do a couple of coughing sessions. I wake up my husband with that. It's a total meh. It's so meh. Everybody goes through this kind of stuff, right? Hot broth, getting, fluids inside your system, taking it easy, getting enough rest as you can, staying, relatively positive. I'm so glad I just don't have any throat aches anymore because of the drinking hot water the whole time and the Tumo practice. I kid you not, it actually has done a lot for my overall health. I also realized that I must not get ahead of myself because the oxygen supplies aren't really what they're normally supposed to be, So I realized that practicing Tumo, it builds up your overall health. It builds up your overall vitality. It doesn't really make your immune system completely indestructible or anything. There will still be simply bits of virus that your immune system doesn't register as problematic for whatever reason, because there's that many viruses, right? Flu viruses of all types and kinds are all over the place. And I think I know when I caught this one. I caught it in the bus coming back from yonder last week, very, very quickly, from somebody who was sitting 2 seats over in the bus with this dry kind of cough. And I tend to know when it is that I'm picking up on getting hijacked. And I was not feeling too great because psychotherapeutic issues and mental instability around the house, not just me. My husband had a really bad time figuring out how he wants to proceed with his family members. We finally got through all that, and he made a couple of things really clear, and I helped him to do that, but it cost an enormous changing parameters in your life. It takes such a load of it takes horsepower, really. So I know when I caught it, and it was like a low point for myself, I was feeling really discouraged. Those are always the moments when I'm feeling, oh my God, life, and then this kind of thing happens. And So it must have been last week, Wednesday actually. So it took a couple of days to settle in, and then the virus, that's what I was going with this. The virus has a piece of code in there that your immune system doesn't recognize as problematic. I'm showing you the pretty willow trees here behind me. In the fog. See, there's nothing there. Emptiness. And then it gets a chance to install itself. And then you're having to deal with how I see this from my Tumo practice perspective, okay? Is that in your lungs or whichever part of your anatomy is affected like that. There's parts, what the virus does is it sets up shop in your system, and the first thing it does is prevent the organ or part of it that it is hijacking. It prevents it from doing its normal job for you. It takes it over. It hijacks it, basically. So it makes it to be its own, and it hijacks your system and your warmth and your energy and your fluids and whatever in there. And then you don't have access to that. And it happens at a spot that, of course, all the spots are important. You know, it's not like one spot is more important than another, but the exit part of your lungs here is where you get your congestion and all the rest of it. So I'm trying to say here that I think that the Tumo builds up your strength, and what happens is with the hot water drinking as well, my lymphatic system is very much more healthy than it has ever been in my life, thanks to 3 years worth of Tumo practice in the mornings and evenings and the night times, whenever I manage to do it. Peace and quiet, get my Tumo in there, you know, and I'm just fascinated because there's just so much going on at the moment. I have lots more to share around the Tumo at the moment, but I will have to get back to that at some later point. Actually, talking is not so hard as I was expecting it to be at the moment. But, so it doesn't make you like this super person. Tumo does not turn you into a steel god-like character at all. You're still human, you still have a body, and there's still, like, you're still going to have moments of weakness. I don't think that's going to ever be completely avoidable. And why would it? I mean, as long as you know what to do afterwards, you know, to reclaim the organs in question and reclaim the body and make it, turn it, you know, take it back is basically what I've been doing. So, yeah. So much for that. I had to get outside, get a bit of blood pumping, get some fresh oxygen into my veins and all that. And I've been doing quite a bit of research on my phone, on the computer yesterday a bit. I've been doing quite a bit of spinning. Generally, you know, doing the things I always do. Yesterday I actually managed to cook us a meal for the first time in 5 days or so, to just make us dinner. I've been had to do, you know, pick up the slack, because otherwise we don't get the shopping in the house. He had to actually stay behind Wednesday morning and go on his own to the market with my big shopping cart and my big shopping list by himself, and he did it, you know, and he came home with completely charged with all the all the things. So I'm kind of hoping that he'll manage to have himself his half day off that he's supposed to be having tomorrow, I think, because he needs some R&R after all this, and he's always so busy, and he's always going 1,000% at everything, and then getting my job on top of his own, it just gets to be a bit much, and he's worried about me, and he's worried about not sleeping because of my coughing and all the rest of it, you know. But it's getting way better, as you can tell, right? It's just, we're okay. We're really, and there's always a next day, and there's always a next thing you can do. I don't know. So I was kind of wanting to say that as well. And I'm sort of having all sorts of interesting new perspectives about where Tumo comes from as an approach that is what we are able to, as a practice, it really, how how common it really is, to what extent it's something that I am doing in a way that's really different, apparently, from what everybody else is doing. So it's brightening up slightly. Oh, there's the sun. Can you make out the sun? I don't know if you can make out the sun. I have to actually triangulate where we are. There he is, in there. Somewhere. I'll have to watch this back. I think that's it, right there. There's a couple of spots on my little specks of dust. So we had quite a frost, and it was last night actually that we had just like this 2 millimeters worth of snowfall. It's actual snow, and it looks quite different and quite nice. And I'm just traipsing around to my St. Leonard's Chapel over there, which is another 50 meters or so, and then back along the street, which is 200 meters back to the house. Have me another cup of tea, some lunch, wait for husband's phone call, go back to spinning wheel, get back to my Tibetan Buddhism versus Bun research eventually, because that's what it's about. Bun was there before the Buddhists, and a lot of the practices, it turns out, are still there, but they were, I think it will be a spectrum, as many things in life are, right? Where it's not so much, this is Bun, this is bad, this is about, demons trying to have you over. Demonization occurs all over, and it turns out it was happening 1,000 years ago already, which is kind of funny. So yeah, I'm fascinated because I think it's the probably nameless people before Bun. So before 3000 BC, those kinds of times long ago, who first developed the iconography that we are still seeing today, that we've inherited from people who've inherited from other people who've inherited back down the line, on and on, this iconography that represents the energies, I feel, that have everything to do with the Tumo practice. So that's what I'm trying to convey here, in the fog, in the quiet, from the Netherlands, Tumo, right? I will just keep talking about this until I can't talk no more. It'll take a while. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Witchy vlog from the fog. Okay, I hope you're okay, and see you probably next week. I'll do a bit more of a proper intel, I hope, Thank you, my dears. See you next time. Ciao.